Converted Man here. Is Daniel King a fool? For you know it is true, for it has been written that everyone deep down in their hearts knows that Daniel King is a fool. So he's got to be a fool because obviously we all know it's a fool. And if they say that he's not a fool, then they're just denying that, because deep down everybody believes he's a fool, but they're just denying that he's a fool because of reasons. Anyways, so here's him doing this stick and saying all the terrible things. Oh, the atheists. Oh, woe is us. We have just a finite despair. You know, our lives are going nowhere and just don't mean anything because we don't have God. I don't know. I guess other believers and other gods, are their lives going somewhere, Daniel? Like, is it just the atheists? Because I would think, like, since they don't believe in your God, they're screwed as well, right? Their life is screwed, right? Like, well, their afterlife is definitely screwed. Or is it better to have a God than no God at all, even if that God isn't your God? I'm just asking. You're not going to answer the question, but you know, like you didn't. I mean, you watched the other video I had because you wanted part 2, and then I gave it to you. But then you didn't really respond to me or follow up or anything. So you know, I don't know. So anyway, so yeah, here's this, and yeah.
There was an atheist who died and was buried. On his tombstone was written, "Here lies an atheist, all dressed up and no place to go."
Nah, that's a joke. It's not, but it's not that. Yeah. All right, hold on. You missed the part that I was explaining about. Hold on. All right,
the life
here we
of
go.
an atheist is sad because it's going nowhere. Once there was an atheist who died and was buried. On his tombstone was written, "Here lies an atheist, all dressed up and no place to go."
Like I said, that's hilarious. But no, the life went somewhere. All life ends though, so that doesn't mean your life went nowhere. I mean, life ends. That is a somewhere. But you like, I don't know, whatever. All right.
When the atheist Christopher Hitchens died, I tweeted, "Either Hitchens knows he was wrong or he does not know that he was right." Of course, I was attacked viciously by the atheist Twitter community. In some ways, I have.
Yeah, because that's kind of an asshole thing to do when somebody dies, you know? I mean, let the body get cold at least. My word, where's your humanity? You know, just, you know, look, when anyone dies, I feel bad about it. It doesn't matter how much I dislike them, whatever, because it's like that, that potential is gone forever. It's not coming back. You know, whatever they could have contributed, whatever they could have given us is never coming back. Whatever good they might have produced is, you know, all that's gone. All the possible things are gone. And you're like, well, even you know, because we could use the Hitler example. Well, even Hitler's like, well, you know, I mean, I wasn't there when he died, but the tragedy is that, you know, he took all these other people with him. You know, it killed. You know, the other people killed themselves as well, because, you know, that's what they decided to do, including kids. That's pretty messed up. It's like, well, could he have done good? Well, him standing trial would have certainly been good for humanity to have that. Uh, so, you know, that's gone. We don't get that, and we'll never get that. And so there could have been some good there, but yeah. So it's hard to find the sympathy for some, certainly. But even then, you're like, yeah, well, either Hitler was, you know, wrong, or he knows he was wrong, or whatever. It's just like, dude, you know, just give the moment to cool down, you know, let the body at least get cold before you started. You're like, the guy's dead now. he either knows he was wrong or he doesn't know anything. Well, no, he doesn't know anything. No, but he knew that. He knew that. So he did know he was right. And when he ceases to be, then you don't know anything at all. And that's, as far as I can tell, the way it goes. Um, but it could also be that there is an afterlife but no God, meaning that he was wrong only about the afterlife part, but right about the God part. So what's that do for your stupid little statement on Twitter? And shame on you for doing that. Just bad, bad, bad. How disdainful. Anyways, keep going.
Great respect for atheists. They believe strongly in evidence. They're skeptical. They reject non scientific mumbo jumbo and woo woo claims of pseudoscience. They reject superstition. They're willing to change their minds as evidence changes. Even if atheists have not found the right answers, at least they're asking life's big questions. But in other ways, I feel deep pity for atheists. They
Wow. I don't need your pity, man. Um, I pity you in a way, because you're spending so much time and energy on something that isn't true. And you could spend that same time and energy on something that is true, which is the skeptical methodology that you sort of praised. You're like, well, as long as but they're not finding the truth. No, no. The thing is, it's a constant search. See, you think that you found the truth. You think that you've found the God. And as a skeptic, I don't know if there is a God or not. I don't really believe in God. But if there is a thing to find, then it will be found via the skeptical methodology. It wouldn't, I just can't really believe in an incoherent God that would hide itself from that methodology. I suppose you could say, well, it could exist. It's like, yeah, well, but it's kind of a dumb God that hides from the skeptical method, because that God also supposedly made the brain that's able to do that. So why is it requiring me to give up this great methodology that works so well for everything else just to find it? No, I don't think so. That sounds like something that's magical thinking. It's gullible. So if you turned over a leaf or page or whatever you want to call it and said, okay, I've, and of course it would take time to deconvert, but, and you did become a skeptic or non-believer, um, and you dedicated your time and energy of making videos against this stuff, then I would be like, yeah, you go. Not because you're like, and we might still disagree on things, but then because we're both skeptics, we can come to that disagreement using the skeptical methodology and find out who is correct and in what way they're correct, if anyone. And we might both be wrong about all the different aspects. But believers can't do that for their belief, at any rate. That and of course I always warn us skeptics, because I've done it myself, where your cherished belief needs to be challenged, and you need to challenge yourself, because you're susceptible to thinking that you're right and wanting to be right even when you're wrong. And when others point out that you're wrong, you have to be humble enough to accept that and embrace that and say, okay, yeah, I was wrong. And, you know, but you can't do that for God. You can't do that for this particular God. You think that you're right about it. You think it's the truth with a capital T. I don't know why people always capitalize truth. It's not a proper name. It's just whatever. Anyways, and so I don't need your pity. You probably don't need mine, really, but it is a shame to have people waste so much time and energy on stuff that's not true. Um, I agree, but you aren't doing it. You think that you found the truth, and rather than actually dig into it, you've turned to apologetics, which defends it. and it attempts to make answers for the questions that the skeptics have, rather than say, wait a minute, I'm doubting this, and that should be a good thing. Like, maybe it's not really true, and maybe it's good to doubt. And that's something that faith is opposed to vehemently. Faith is like, no, I don't want doubt. I want to believe stronger. I'm going to dig in my heels more. I'm going to stick my head in the sand deeper because I need this to be true. But this is really abrasive to the non-believer. Be like, oh, I pity you. I don't need your pity. I don't want your pity. I throw the same thing back in your face. Like, well, you have my pity. Now what? You know, it's just, come on. How about an actual argument? How about actual evidence? All right, keep going. Let's hear what else you have to say for yourself.
They value evidence above all else, but they cannot see the overwhelming evidence for God's existence.
Well, there isn't any evidence for God's existence, at least not that you've presented or that anyone has presented. And which God, of course, you think it's your particular God, your version of God. You're making money from it and all that. You know, fair enough. Some atheists make money off of what they do, but you have an investment in it. You know, I guess it doesn't really matter. Never mind. It's irrelevant. Let's see. Evolution claims we're here by chance. No, that's not a claim that evolution makes. Just reading your description here now, just to see if you had any citations worthwhile. So, yeah, I mean, here we go. Evolution doesn't make the claim that we're here by chance. So, right off the bat, you have a problem with evolution, and that's something you need to educate yourself on what evolution actually says, and stop lying about what it says. Okay, that's something you need to do, Daniel King. Okay, you need to get educated about that. So, wise up. Who's the fool now? Claiming something says something that it doesn't say. If you think that it does, you're just wrong. And if you really think that it does, then point out the peer-reviewed publication that says this. You're not going to find it. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing else here. So, yeah. Okay, just making sure that he didn't have anything in the description that was worthwhile, and he doesn't. So, back to the video.
It is intellectually dishonest to deny God's existence, since all
there isn't a thing to deny the existence of if that thing isn't a thing in the first place. It's intellectually dishonest to deny goblins, ogres, and dragons exist. You don't believe in those? Oh, well, that's just silly. I mean, there's overwhelming evidence for them. Now, what's that evidence? Right, exactly. You haven't given us any evidence. I know every single one of your videos is pretty much, proof that God is real. None of your videos prove God is real, by the way. I've been watching you from time to time. None of them do. They're all just arguments. They're not proof. You don't seem to know what proof is, but that shouldn't be surprising given that you don't even know what evolution claims or not. And so, are you a fool? Well, the weight of you being a fool is greater than it was before. So I'd say the weights on the chance that you're a fool are gaining more and more, and the fact that you're not a fool is less and less. Look at the things that you've done already. Foolish to go after Hitchens after he died. That was foolish of you, because that was abrasive, insulting, demeaning, doesn't show respect for the dead, doesn't show respect for the living, for those family and friends of his or people that admired him or anything like that. Shows no compassion whatsoever. That's foolish. Then to say that atheists are life is going nowhere, that's foolish. To use a joke, which we know is a joke, of that the tombstone says dressed up and nowhere to go. Well, for all we know, the atheists could be naked when they're buried, but whatever. To use that joke as if it's not a joke is foolish. So there's 3 things, and now 4, the whole evolution thing, and then 5, what you're doing right now. So yeah, pretty big amount of foolishness behavior on your part so far, Daniel King. Maybe you'll actually make a point at some point that is coherent and real, and you'll show us some actual evidence, but you won't. You'll continue with your bad argument. So please keep going.
All creation shouts, there is a God.
No, that assumes that there's a creation. That is circular.
As G.K. Chesterton wrote,
I don't care.
in his Father Brown Mysteries, what we
Who
all dread
cares?
most is a maze with no center. That is
Whatever. Lots of people have written lots of things. Who the bleep cares? Where's your evidence?
why atheism is only a nightmare. Atheists are fools.
You're a
because
fool. Your face is a fool. Everything about I've got like 5 points against you for a fool. Now you're gonna quote the Bible or some stuff. I don't know what you're gonna. Wait, you have a syllogism. Oh, this should be good. Let me debunk this syllogism. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This isn't even an actual syllogism. Oh, you're stupid. Okay, this is 6. This is number 6 that you're fool. I'm just saying, no, I'm saying stupid. Forget about fool. You've surpassed fool. This isn't how a syllogism even is constructed. This is pissing me off. Okay, there's overwhelming evidence for X. Okay, that would be premise 1. Premise 2 should be that God, I can't fix this argument. It's so broken. It's so broken. Okay, let me just try. Okay, try. It's not gonna happen because it's so fucking broken. Yeah, I'm swearing now. He's pissed me off. Okay, it's deconverted man is pissed off. Okay, I am so mad at Daniel King's presentation and argument. If you can call it, there's not enough quotes in the universe to put around the word argument here because this is pathetic. This is nothing. Okay. And if he said, "Oh, you're getting mad because I'm right," no. I'm getting mad because you don't know logic. That's one reason. And then all the other things, okay? And insulting atheists, well, of course that's going to make me mad. Insulting Hitchens, yeah. Look, I didn't agree with a lot of what he said. I didn't admire him or anything, but I don't speak ill of the dead. Well, again, I guess you'd speak ill of Hitler. I mean, everyone does that, but, but he's been dead a while. You got to give the body time to cool down, I don't know what the grace period is, but it's not immediately after the guy dies or soon after that you tweet that out. That's just a jerk move there. So that made me mad. Your 5, 6 instances now of you being moronic have made me mad. Okay, I forgot what I was supposed to be doing now. Sorry, I'm just in rant mode now. He's pissed me off. He's done it. He's made deconverted man go lose his mind. Okay, premise 1. All right, here we go. Let's fix this stupid broken argument. Let's see. All right. Shit. This is so stupidly broken. All right, let's see. Let's get rid of all this other stuff that's in my way here. All right. Okay. God. All right. Let's see if we can fix this. Nah, no, we can't. Let's see. P1 is basically X is true. And then P2 would be, jeez, X isn't true. Then Z, I mean, there's no, because you don't start with, you don't do that. You don't just go, well, X is true, because then you don't even have a syllogism then. I mean, you just, not how you do it. Oh, God. Just P1. X is true. P2. If. No, we can't do it that way. Let's see. All right, let's try it a different way. It's foolish. Well, that's an appeal to emotion, so we don't want that. Let's see. Anyone who says X is false is a fool. Z people say X, and let's see. Hold on, making sure that I got it. Let's see. X. You do that. Therefore, there. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Okay. There you go. There, I fixed. Let's see. Did I do this right? Let's see. Blank X. If X is this, and then because I always do the modus ponens, like my brain doesn't want to do it right sometimes. Somebody, yay. Switch P1 and P2. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so what? How do I do this? If you say X, you're a fool. Z says X. Is that what you're saying? You said switch P2 and 1. What do you mean? You're saying put Z this here? Is that what you're telling me? Yin Yang? Yin Yang's correcting me live because I can't do this live. Z's a fool then? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you want? I don't know. Oh, whatever. Okay, I can't fix it live. There's no way to salvage this. Ugh. It's just whatever. It's just okay. Show me the original again. Oh God, fine. Here's his stupid original argument. That doesn't work. Here's the original. So I'm trying to fix it. It can't be fixed. It can't. Not in the current format. Like okay, we say okay, X is true is basically his first premise, right? Which you wouldn't do in an argument. So that's just broken already. And then you're just like, well, Z people say X, therefore, they're full, which isn't an argued for premise. So that's wrong. And then, then you conclude with the thing that doesn't follow from there because that's wrong, right? So his original argument just doesn't work. So you'd have to do like, the X people who say this or this, and then these people say that, so therefore they're that, something like that. But yeah. Yeah, well, yes, this whole thing preassumes, but it doesn't matter because it's broken anyways. This isn't how you make an argument anyways. It doesn't matter that it's broken with logic. It's broken in format. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at here. Give me a moment. It's like, because you can't just be like X is true, right? Like that's not even, you can't start, that's not a premise. That's just a statement. It's not even an argument at that point, right? So you're just done. So, and this is just boiling down to and appeal to emotion or appeal to consequence, like people that say this is, I could say I could switch it around and just say there's no overwhelming evidence for God's existence. Anyone that says that there is a fool. Conclusion, you're a fool, but it's still broken no matter what, because it's not how you write an argument. Here's pre-soup. This is soup before it became soup. Okay, here's the can of soup. All right, and the soup hasn't yet started to pour in it. There's the pre-soup. Okay, happy? All right, there. All right. Anyways, get back to this later. Just get back to the just Yin Yang's figuring it out. Well, I gotta go back to the video while he's doing that, because otherwise, this lags and people are be like, don't want to wait. So just get back to the stupidity here.
There is overwhelming evidence for God's existence.
No, there isn't.
Anyone who ignores the evidence and doubts God's existence is a fool.
There isn't any evidence to ignore.
Therefore, I think atheists are fools. It's offensive to atheists when they're called fools, but according to...
Yeah, you're a fool. Your face is a fool. Your hand is a fool. Your shirt's a fool. Everything's about you a fool. The thing behind you is a fool. Your gray hair, your eyebrows suck. Yeah, there. How about that? That's probably offensive to you too. Yeah. How about not doing it then? Doesn't the Bible say not to do that? Don't insult people or something. Isn't that in the Bible somewhere? I don't know. Don't answer a fool for his folly. Let's see. Here we go. If anyone thinks he is religious and not brittle his tongue, but deceives his heart, the person's religion is worthless. There you go. That's James 1, 26. There we go. Don't speak evil against one another. But this is about brothers, so I guess that doesn't count to atheists. That's in James. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, I guess, now I'm fulfilling Proverbs here. So here would have been a good one to actually say that because I'm I'm not ignoring your insult, then the vexation of fool is known at once. Prudent ignores an insult. That's in Proverbs 12:16. So yeah. But then there's also Proverbs here. Okay. And that's Proverbs 12:18. There's one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Your tongue isn't bringing me healing, Daniel. Therefore, you're not a wise man. Here we go. He fixed it. If someone ignores the evidence of God's evidence, then they're a fool. If they ignore the overwhelming evidence. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, you fixed his argument. There you go. You fixed his stupid argument. Good job. Thanks, Yin Yang. I couldn't do it live because my brain refused. Okay. All right. Anyways, back to the stupid video. I hate you.
To the Bible, that is what they are. Psalms.
Yeah, you know what the rest of the psalm says? This always irritates me. You didn't read the rest of the psalm. Okay? That's the problem. 54. Was it 54-1? 54-1. All right. Is that it? Psalm 54-1. Let's see. No, that's not it. There we go. All right. Wait a minute. That's not it. Psalm 54:1 says, "Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by the strength." Eh? Wait, is he wrong about what Bible verse this is? Wait a minute. No, that can't be. That would make him a fool. Well, I don't know. All right. Here's what I've got, though. Let me share my screen here. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Pretty sure I'm not. All right. Psalm 54:1, right? That's what he said. He said that was where he's getting this from, right? This is New International Version. And we've got all the other translations. Let's see. Your director of music with the stringed instruments, the Maskil of David, when the Ziphites had gone to Saul and said, "Is it not David hiding among us? Save me, O God, by your name. Vindicate me by your might." Let's see. Fool. Fool. Is fool in here? No? I don't see fool. Let's see. That's maybe you meant Palm 14 one, which I can understand. 54 one, is very close to 14 one, no, maybe not. Let's see. Let's get up there. No? Wait. What? What the heck is going on? Wait. I don't know what the hell's going on here. 53 one. Okay. No. Okay. There we go. Okay. So 53 one says, the fool says, and I can understand, 54, 53, I guess me looking up Bible verses didn't want to work on the internet for some reason. Whatever. Anyways, 53 one says this thing, right? Corrupt are they? They've done abominable iniquity. There's none that does good. Okay, well, all right. I don't know that all atheists are corrupt and have done abominable iniquity, whatever that is, and that none of them do good, because I'm pretty sure some do good, and I'm pretty sure some haven't done whatever that is, and then I'm sure that some aren't corrupt, or at least not fully corrupt. So this can't be talking about atheists, can it? Because not all things apply. So, just saying, it might not actually be talking about atheists here. Maybe you should read the next verse and see if it is, and then God's like seeing if anyone was wise, right? If anyone's looking to God for help, like, okay, hey, is anybody smart? Let's find out. Keep reading. There was no one that was doing good. So it sounds like nobody's wise. This is not, this is an updated version, treating people like fast food meal. Wait, what? That's really updated. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't sound like it's talking about atheists anymore. If you actually read the rest of the psalm, like it seems like it's talking about everybody, doesn't it? I'm just saying, Daniel King, maybe you should read the whole entire thing. And also, it's a song. It's not meant to be like anything but a psalm. It's like poetry. It's like you're supposed to sing it, Anyways, also, 54:1, like I said, different psalm. So, I just want to make sure, because it was getting weird stuff. I got all sorts of different results for this. So I don't know. Let's see. No, that's right. It says save me for the for the director of music, whatever. Save me, oh God, by the name and some blah blah blah, whatever. So yeah, it's not the right verse there. It's 53 one. So you can't even get the own Bible right. Who's a fool now? Yeah, it's not me.
1 says, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Atheists often demand proof of God's existence. However, they choose to reject the overwhelming proof that God has already offered, including the proof of creation. The special.
Now, see, that's a circular argument. So the proof of the creator is the creation. No, that's circular, okay? You need to show that it is created, which you haven't done. Okay? You haven't. And then if you could do that, then you'd have to show that it's God that did it and not some aliens or whatever else, which you haven't done that either. So Give the actual proof. Don't just assert things that are circular in nature, because that's bad logic and it's not proof of anything.
Special revelation of the Bible and the evidence of Jesus.
The Bible. Really? Okay, so my magical book over here proves whatever. You need to then demonstrate that that book is anything that we should care about, which you haven't done. This is not even proof of anything at all. This is just bad. Daniel King, I've lost count of how many foolish things you've said in this video. I think I was like at 8, 9, 10, I don't know. It was like 6 last I checked. But I stopped counting. I forgot to count. So I don't know what number it is now, but it's like everything you're saying is foolish. My word, now I'm going to be pissed off for the rest of the day, and it's your fault. It's your fault.
Jesus rising from the dead.
Right, so and then you need to prove that Jesus rose from the dead. You need to prove that not only did he rise from the dead, but that somehow means that God did that, as opposed to anything else doing that or being responsible for that. There's a lot of proof that you're lacking here. And it's funny you go and say what God has already done in the past. God provided all this evidence in the past. That's not good enough. Okay, I need evidence now, today. How about that? Oh, he's already done it. That does nothing. Okay? Does nothing for me. And it should do nothing for you, Daniel, but you are the fool. So it does something for you because, I mean, we've shown your argument's bad. We've shown that you don't know what psalm you're using. What evidence? Where? What are you talking about?
What proof would the atheists find acceptable?
Empirical evidence, repeatable test, a valid and sound argument. You didn't offer any of those things. Because of that, we need to be skeptical of your conclusions. The end. Good game, everybody. I don't need to play the rest, but I'm gonna.
We want to place God on a workbench in a lab and measure him, weigh him, and test his reflexes.
That would be good.
One atheist explained, I want to see God write my name with his finger in the sky.
That'd be pretty cool, too.
All of creation points to the existence of a creator.
You already said that. Repeating your circular argument doesn't make it better. Now you're just adding another fallacy. The repeat fallacy. What the bleep is it called? It's not called a repeat fallacy. What's it called? What's it called? Argument by repetition. Yeah, but there's another word for it. Argument ad nauseum. There you go. My brain clicked in. Argument ad nauseum doesn't make your argument correct. Argument ad nauseum doesn't make your argument correct. And just for good measure, in case you missed it, argument ad nauseum doesn't make your argument correct. All right. Is you okay, Deacon, for the minute? Just look, I didn't know you would piss. I knew I'd get irritated. I didn't think I'd go this. I mean, you just want to deal with. You're still on. Oh, right. What was I saying? Argument ad. All right. Argument ad nauseum doesn't make your argument correct.
People who choose to be atheists willfully ignore the evidence for God's existence because they are deceived by the devil.
The devil! Blah, blah, blah. That's stupid. You could be deceived by the devil, and how would you know? Okay, what if there is a devil and he's able to deceive people? Because why not? How would you know that you are not being deceived into the wrong religion right now? How would you know that? How could you hope to know that? And you say, well, no, because my religion's true. No, the devil's making you think that that religion is true to keep you away from the real religion, which is something else. And you don't have access to that real religion because the devil is constantly fooling you into thinking that you're in the right religion. But that's silly. No, That's, well, yes, but no, because if there's a trickster that is able to mess with your mind, also, doesn't that kind of negate free will then? Oh, well, whatever. Anyways, if there's a trickster that's able to fool your mind, then we're all lost. Logic and reason goes out the window because we could all be fooled about everything all the time and nothing matters. So forget it. You can't make sense of the world. There's whatever. It's just come on, man. Just really the devil tricked you. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. And do you have any evidence for that? No. No. And you don't have any evidence for the devil even? No. This is just it's like how many he's up to like 9,001 things that he said that are foolish. This is probably the biggest foolish thing that he said so far. He's like,
For God's existence because they are deceived by the devil.
the devil!
Although
The devil! Okay, so then you're quoting Romans 1:21. Now, if I pull up Romans 1:21 and I get something different again, I'm going to just laugh. Okay, well, he's using a different version than I'm using. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see if, although. Well, what? Wait a minute. No, he can't be wrong again. Can he? Wait, what? No, because that when they knew God, they glorified Him not as God, neither were they thankful, became vain. So that's, I mean, although they knew God. So wait, although they knew God, they did not glorify Him. Okay, what is this? Now that is in Romans 1:12, but where is it? Okay, that's New International Version. Okay, so here we go. All right. I was like, can't be wrong again. I mean, just... okay, so different versions are different. All right. So he got that one. All right, he got that one. All right. But it would have been funny if he'd been wrong again. That would have been hilarious. Oh well, you got one right after all these other things that you said were wrong. And why do we care about this? So here's the thing. Okay, it says that they know God. Okay, I don't know God, so this doesn't apply to me. They didn't. So they, whoever they is, knew God, which isn't me. They didn't glorify Him as God. Well, okay, and they were not thankful, became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Okay, so again, free will gone. Who cares? Don't know if he cares about free will or not, by the way. I'm just saying, like, this kills free will, but whatever. So this doesn't apply to me because I don't know God. And therefore, I wouldn't glorify anything as God because I don't believe in God. I couldn't be thankful to something I didn't believe in. As far as becoming futile in my thoughts, I hope that I'm not. I try very hard not to be. And as far as my heart, which is an organ, so I'm guessing you mean my brain being darkened, that would be like some like doing bad stuff or whatever. And maybe I do some things that are bad, or I don't do things that are good. So not doing anything could be bad. But I don't think this applies to me either. And maybe, before, you didn't read what it was talking about. And I'm just saying, maybe this isn't really talking about us. And also, we don't care what the Bible says because we don't believe in the Bible. And you have to demonstrate that the Bible is true, which you haven't done. So we don't care. I could quote from any random book. So what? Anyways,
God, they did not glorify Him as God, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened.
Right, whatever.
Daniel Kolinda wrote that the devil loves atheists, although
I don't care what he wrote. Why are you again quoting somebody? Who is that? Why should I care what they said? Oh well, whatever.
he is not one himself. Or as the
Yeah, Satan is completely invented by the early church, more than likely. I think it was a early Catholic church, but it might have been. It's hard to pin down when it was invented, but at any rate, it's not actually in the Bible. It comes later, and of course, later translations have devil and Satan in there, but that wasn't in there originally. But whatever, it was like an angel or a host of angels who were like the testers. That's what was in there originally, but you have to go back and actually look at the stuff and translate it, and it's work, it's effort, it takes energy. Okay, so Daniel King's not going to do it. Okay, because he believes the hype about the devil. Okay, so the devil is allowed by God to know that there's a God, and is allowed to reject God or accept God based on that knowledge. Knowledge that I do not personally have access to. The devil, apparently, if you believe in it, was a good angel and saw and heard, spoke to, and interacted with God. I have not done that. So it got access to information that I do not get access to. It got to know full well that there's a God. So, yes, it's not an atheist. It couldn't be. So, I don't get that, though. I don't get that. So, the equivalency is not there, making this completely irrelevant to me, because you're talking about a character, an invented character, but a character who has information that I do not have, and trying to compare the two, or something like that. I don't know. It's just more foolishness from you.
Usual Suspects movie puts it, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Yeah, that's been said by people, but like, where is the devil in the Hebrew scriptures, right? Forget that. Where's the devil in the New Testament? Now, yes, the current modern versions of the Bible have it in there, but if you go to the original language and you translate it directly, you don't find the devil in there. It's not there. So, where did the devil come from? That's the question you should be asking. You believe in the devil, but even the Bible doesn't really have it. Now, later translations do, because the popularity of the idea took hold, so the later translations changed to include the information that is wrong. But churches don't care, and the layman doesn't care to actually investigate the history of their own religion and their own writing to see what's true or not, because they believe based on authority, based on the pulpit, based on what is popular. It is popular in Christianity to have the Trinity. It is popular in Christianity to have the devil. The Trinity's not in the Bible. It's not in there. It's never suggested that the Holy Spirit's part of God or is God. It's not there. Jesus being God, you can wiggle that around a bit, but he says, I am. It's like, but is he really saying that he's God? Or is he a separate being from God? It's not really clear. But it's popular to say that he's God or God's son. Okay, he's God's son, and God is separate. Yahweh is one thing, Jesus is another. They're not supposed to be like the same thing, but people say no, they're both God. So that would be a duality, not a trinity. But it became popular. So that's doctrine, is what I'm talking about. Doctrine is what is taught from the pulpit to the people. And over time, whatever's popular gets put into the Bible. The Bible gets changed accordingly. Like we saw, one of those translations said fast food. I guarantee that's not the original way that it was written at all, but it's updated to be more towards our language so that it's more understandable to us. But also with those updates comes changes to what the original said and the meaning of it. There are words that we don't know their meanings originally. There are phrases that we don't know about, you know, colloquial things like, when a pig flies, you probably know what I'm talking about. You probably know I'm talking about something impossible. It's like, yeah, sure, when pigs fly. It's like means when it's completely impossible that's going to happen, right? So they have phrases like that in Hebrew and Aramaic and Greek and whatever. All cultures have these phrases that don't make any sense to us. And those appear in the Bible from time to time. And so the translators just, do the best they can to translate it to make sense to us, which I don't think they should do. I just think they should translate it verbatim. But if you go in there and if you have a Bible that has little stars and ones and twos, and you see all these notes at the bottom and on the sides and whatever, and people don't pay attention to that. But if you actually pay attention to that, and you see what others have said about it, it's like, well, this might not be in there. This isn't in there. And there's verses that are disputed that shouldn't be in the Bible at all, because like the people that study this for their life, the scholar, quote unquote, says that shouldn't be in there. Like, we don't think that was originally in there, but it's in there because it's popular, not because it should be in there or that it's true. So you then need to start questioning what parts of the Bible actually should be in there and how they should actually be written. And that takes time. That takes energy. You could spend your entire life to try to make a coherent Bible based on what it actually says. I don't know that anyone's done that. It'd be interesting to see it done, but it would take a long time. It probably would take years, I'm talking, 10, 20 years, something like that, because you'd have to really dig in and get all that stuff, not just from the translations. You have to go in and look at, rabbis and look at what other, scholars have said and what the history has said and so on and so forth. You won't find the devil in there. It's not going to be in there. So the biggest trick is that you've tricked yourself. But whatever. I don't care. If you want to believe in the devil, that's your problem, not mine. It doesn't prove anything. And if the devil did exist, then you're screwed too, because it could be tricking you just as much as it could be tricking anyone else.
True wisdom begins with the acknowledgement of God's existence.
No. True wisdom, well, you can't even make that statement, because it's basically it is a no true Scotsman fallacy. What true wisdom is or isn't. But I would say that wisdom starts with saying, I know nothing. That's a good start. Some philosopher said that at some point. I think that's a good start. It's like to admit, I don't know a dang thing. That seems to be a good start. But actually, you're going to misquote the Bible, which is also funny to me and pretty foolish, I think, because it doesn't say believing in God. It says fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, right? I'm not even going to bother to look up Proverbs 1:7 to see if he's right or not. I don't care anymore. That's not true. I do care. Why does he keep using proverbs and stuff like this? Yeah, that's right. He got it right again. Okay, he only got it wrong that one time. Whatever.
The fear of the
So
Lord
I don't
is
care
the
about the
beginning
Bible. Whatever.
of wisdom, but fools
Yeah,
despise wisdom and instruction. Sometimes I think it's not worth the time to.
Yeah. So Socrates said the beginning. I know nothing at his trial. Okay. All right. What does he say? What stupid thing is he saying now?
Despise wisdom and instruction. Sometimes I think it's not worth the time to answer someone who refuses to see the overwhelming evidence for a creator.
Sometimes I think it's not worth my time to respond to people like this that offer zero proof. But then I remember, I used to believe this stuff. I don't anymore. And hopefully maybe somebody out there is watching. They probably don't comment. They probably don't like me or like what I say most of the time. But I'm making them think and question and have doubts. And they're like, I really don't like that. And it makes me uncomfortable. And it makes me feel things I don't want to feel. Because atheists, when I was a believer, made me question and ask things and try to discover the truth. And there was one at the very end there that was so mad at me because like I went back on a thing, like I learned this thing and then like I said the exact opposite of what I'd learned, and he let me have it. And I wish I knew who it was, if I could contact them or whatever, but of course my channel, the Infinite Hope channel, is gone, so I can't, But there's a believer out there, and I don't know that they all stop believing in God. And that's okay, because I think that some brains are wired to believe in a God. But I do think that they will move away from these awful and terrible apologetics and arguments that people make. They will actually care enough to really study whatever the religion is that they follow or think about following, that they'll put time and energy into that because it's important to them to do so. If it's not important and they don't put time and energy into it, then they can set that religion aside and just be on, I guess they believe in a more general, less specific God. I don't know. But whatever God is, if there is a God, is not Daniel King's version of God. And Daniel King is not a good representer, whatever. He's not a good mirror of that God. Certainly not displaying the Beatitudes. We could just apply the Bible's critiques of Christians to Daniel King and see that he's not a Christian. Where's all the Beatitudes? He's not displaying them. Insulting atheists and making fun of the dead and all this stuff. And this is foolish, Daniel. This is like the worst video that I think that you've ever done or ever will. I hopefully ever will do. I don't know. Maybe you've done worse videos than this. I responded to a video way back when of Daniel's, and it was pretty bad. But this one's even worse. And it's not for you that I'm doing it. It's for the person that's like me out there. And hopefully getting them to reason will make the world a little bit better. And that can coexist with God, but it can't coexist with Daniel King's version of God. That's for sure. So I don't believe in Daniel King's version of God, and his version of God is impossible. But a different version of God, maybe. A different version of God might be worth believing in, but this version isn't. So yeah, that's why I do it. So anyways, back to the video, I guess. Man, I'm not done yet. I haven't.
After all, the Bible says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him.
Yeah, so why are you doing this then? It's kind of stupid, like you're going against the Bible. Whatever.
Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. But there is hope, even for the hardcore atheist. Perhaps the patron saint of the atheist should be Doubting Thomas. He's
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, jeez. Doubting Thomas is a character that appears out of nowhere and then vanishes just as quickly. It seems to me that he was written in just to have a verification of Jesus, and his methodology is piss poor. And because I want to, and I need to cleanse my brain of this, I played Doubting Thomas. And let's see if I can find it. It's going to be hard to figure out where that is. Let's see. There it is. There we go. All right, it's Fist Me in the Gash. There we go. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, it's just stupid. It's so bad. He's like putting your finger in a hole doesn't prove that the thing. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I've hit an hour. Yeah, it's 2 minutes remaining of his video. If I stop now, somebody be like, "Oh, you didn't finish his video." Fine. Complain about it in the comments. But here's what now. Like last time, I'm like, yeah, tell me that you want a part 2, and people were like, yeah, do part 2, and I did. But this time, I'm going to raise the stakes. You have to prove that you bought my book, and then you can tell me to do part 2. And you have to like hold my book up next to your face and send me a picture of that in my email and be like, I want part 2. I want you to finish this video. You didn't finish it. You went an hour talking about a 6-minute video and you gave up on the last 2 minutes. What if in the last 2 minutes he said the thing that proved everything, Deconverted Man? You don't know. And I'll be like, whatever. And then I hit the thing. And then yeah.